Family, Deuteronomy chapter 9 confronts a very dangerous lie. The lie that victories means approval and success means righteousness. God tells Israel, you are about to face nations greater than you, cities fortified up to the heaven, and giants that you cannot defeat. But then he shocks them by saying, do not say in your heart that it's because of my righteousness. You see, God takes us through storms because the gates ahead are guarded by giants more brutal than the ones behind. So if you cannot trust him with A and B, you will not survive C to Z. In other words, you need to trust God wholeheartedly to reach your destination. You are not that bold. You're not that courageous. You need to trust him. And some pains are not punishment, they are preparations. But hear this warning. One way to lose what God gives is wickedness. Possession without obedience is temporary. God gives by grace, but he withdraws by judgment. And that is why the land was withdrawn from these other persons to give to the children of Israel, because of wickedness. When I say wickedness, it means that I've been wanting in the balance in the justice systems of God. We have done stuff that are repugnant to the will of God. We have abandoned God. God gives by grace, but he withdraws by judgment. God is jealous for his glory. He watches our words before the victory and our testimonies after the breakthrough. We will say, look at what the Lord has done. We will say, see what I achieved. Yet, here is the mercy. God knew Israel was stubborn. He knew their flaws and their weaknesses. Still, he chose to move them forward. Not because they deserved it, but because Moses stood in gap. Today, we stand not because we are perfect, but because Jesus ever lives to make intercession for us. And so that's one of the very key important roles of praying the will of God, praying in the Holy Ghost, because intercession is being made for us to be able to bridge into the next levels of our lives. If we are still advancing, it's not because of our strength, it's because God remembered his promise. Someone stood before him on your behalf, or someone still stands, or you have not abandoned the ministry of intercession. This is what bridges the gap. My commendation is for us to walk humbly, give him the glory, trust him through the storm, and don't forget that it was never because of you. It's not because of you. The thing that God is allowing in your life is not because you are the best. It's not because you can do it. It's because of his mercy. And aside of his mercy, it's because somebody is making intercession for us. Intercessions are not light in the spirit. Somebody is giving sacrifice that covers for your misdeed, that covers for your gaps, that covers for your shortcomings. That's what is called mercy. Mercy is not a factor that is cheap. So let us, that's a call to take the ministry of intercession even more seriously. I know God makes intercession for us, but we must stand in gap ever so often. This is another call to prayer. God will have us pray. Brethren, God will have us pray. He has invested heavily in us. There's so much he wants to bring us into. There is so much giants on the way. I know fire goes before him and consumes his foe on every side. But do you trust God enough? Do you trust him to move you to the next level? Are you thankful for what he has done prior to this time? My prayer is that God will help us to be able to hold on and trust him, so that he can take us to our destinations. And even when he's taking us there, or while on the road, we can retain an heart of thanksgiving, an heart of reconciliation, an heart that understands that this is the doing of God and not our own doing. Fine, you play the role of being available to be helped. You play the role of being ready, prepared to move, to advance. But yet not us, yet not I, yet not you. I pray God will help us. In Jesus' mighty name. God bless you mightily. See you in the next chapter.